I'm saying if the Lord didn't make her pretty, how you figure you gonna do it?
They might be winter curtains now, but when that weather break, you gonna be wearing that. They had a little drawstring like the curtains open.
Because you roast your kids. Right.
If you're dumb, I need to be the first person to tell you you're dumb. Why would you go out to a perfect stranger? You might not believe him. Dave was yelling in the casket, y'all all right? Don't y'all drop me.
We're not gonna get through this.
Yeah, we're gonna get through it.
No, we're not.
I digress.
And be a comedian and a funeral director, it's like those worlds are connected, but most people don't even know that.
But they're afraid to go there.
Right, and who better to do it but me? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm comedian Shula King, the comedian/funeral director. Welcome to the second episode of To Laugh at Death. I got my special guest here, my friend, my player partner, you know what I'm saying, comedian extraordinaire, actor, constantly touring, constantly doing this thing. My big brother, Shaun Jones. What's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here with you.
I already know where this is going,
man.
man.
Smoking and everything.
Yeah, hey, man, that's my wife's doing. It's ambiance.
Get those evil spirits out of here.
Thriller.
Right. She ain't had no sage, so she just got an old coconut like that.
Right. That's a walnut.
Walnut. It's one of them nuts.
Yeah, one of them nuts. Yeah, took it off a squirrel, man. So what's been going on? We're gonna talk about you for a second before we delve into, you know what I'm saying? What's happening, man?
Hey, man, I'm out here blessed, working, man. You know how we do it. I'm OG in the business. I don't know if I like that, man. You know, I'm an OG now. People walk up to me and say I'm an OG, but it's earned. You know, I'm out here just touring, just doing my thing, man.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why they calling me that.
I don't know. Yeah, you
now,
still
young comers, yeah. See,
because you look young and old. That's what it is. You know, they're not sure, so they want to make sure they cover all ground.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of respectable, you know what I'm saying, prefixes lately.
I think a lot of comedians, they look at if you survived after 10, 15 years,
yeah,
now you consider the OG. So between 10 and 15, you're on the OG status.
This is 20 for me.
So you OG. This 30 for me.
Yeah.
So it's 30 years for me, 20. Yeah, so we OGs. Hey, yeah, boy, we OGs, you know.
But it's crazy because I was usually, you know, coming up, I was always the little brother.
Right.
Yeah,
it feels different now,
and
right?
Now the social media cat,
right.
What's going on,
Right.
Boy,
hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I ain't got no dress shoes on with this tracksuit now. It look like you run track for the church.
Yeah. It's okay to laugh too. I'd say it.
We see y'all out there in the black.
It's all right.
Let it loose.
Let it out.
It's gonna go down your throat if you don't let it loose. I'm sorry.
I keep moving around in this loud chair.
Yeah, boy. Y'all went to the back room at Renner Center, didn't you? So I don't want that stuff that everybody else see. What's in the back room back there?
Give
me the loudest chair you got.
Right. Look at this. You can't even move in this. Now, this is a casket?
Right.
This was inside the casket.
Yeah. Give me. Put some of that body bag plastic on the leather.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, give me that, because this is gonna be by dead people. So.
Right. This it say right here, made by Sopranos.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry. Which camera is mine?
I'm sorry, because I keep.
I'm sorry. This one.
We not gonna get through this.
Yeah, we're gonna get through it.
No, we not.
I digress.
Nah, because I was making me between you and every time I move the chair.
Okay, I'm back.
You good?
Let's just lay on the floor. This carpet look like it should be laid on.
Because the carpet is a lot quieter than the chair.
So, y'all need to put the carpet on the chair. Okay, I digress.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a rug.
This is genuine underarm hair.
Yeah. All right.
You don't wash it, you put deodorant on it.
That's why it's white. That's why it's white. We spent all day putting deodorant on the rug before y'all got here. You understand? So watch where you
Your
sit.
rug got waves.
All right. It's aluminum-free deodorant, too, so it won't have cancer.
Safety's first.
Safety first, man. Okay, so you a father outside of being a comic and
on
all
weekdays.
That stuff. On weekdays. Yeah. Okay, father on weekdays.
Yeah.
I understand that because
I gone on the weekend.
Weekend we out of there.
Yeah, no, I spread out my children, so I have 25-year-old daughter, 23-year-old son, and 11-year-old son. So, yeah, what I heard you. Yeah, I had a bang left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. They got so 25, 23, and 11.
And 11.
Yeah, so it was like you just kind of.
Yes. You don't go. You know, somebody dare you, you go.
Yeah, you like, oh.
I dare you.
Hey, wait a
All
minute.
right.
I got one more in the chamber.
Yeah.
Let me go on and fire this one off.
It's like a musket. Put it down in there.
And you hit somebody.
Right. Right. Boom.
You caught a body.
But you know the thing about parenting now, it's different. It's two different types of parenting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm a completely different parent than I was with my first set of children.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean like so?
You know, it's just like the parenting as a whole, like the way I do things with him, the way I approach problems or disciplining or just raising them in general. It's a completely. I guess it's also is an OG type of approach to it because you know the first set of kids you were kind of feeling your way through. I was younger, you know, I was in my career, you know, so priorities were a lot different. You know, it's job first.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
it's family first, job second. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So that's a difference in parenting. I just noticed that recently. I was like, wow, you know, and it's just like something that you're not even aware of. It's just a natural progression from life itself that changes the way that you parent your kids.
Yeah.
You know, so because you on your first set of children.
Well, I'm on my only set of children.
Well, that's what you say now. You get that musket and come
You know
up
what
in
I mean?
there.
Like this group right here gonna be the only ones. This group ain't gonna be no. We not having an intermission. This is.
Right. But then you think as your grandkids come along, you'll see the approach that you have to your grandkids will be different than the approach that you have to your own children.
Well, yeah, because you can give them back.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, when I have grandkids, I ain't never letting them come in the house. Y'all might as well just stay in the car. I'm your drive-through granddaddy.
Nah, listen.
Hey, granddaddy, nice to see you. Keep it moving.
I can see you roasting your because you roast your kids.
Why should look? Life hard. Life is hard, brother.
That's right.
If you're dumb, I need to be the first person to tell you you're dumb. Why would you go out to a perfect stranger? You might not believe him, but if I tell you you're dumb, you're gonna believe it. You're gonna try to do something about it.
Now, see, this is the parenting I'm comfortable with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, I had the parents that they told you. They said, you know, hey, look, that was stupid.
Right. They would dress you like you're dumb. Think about it. Your parents used to dress you dumb as hell. Who the hell put plaids with polka dot on and a striped sock? And you'd be like, man, I look dumb. There it is.
Yeah, for Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday. See, my mother was different. See, for Easter, y'all bought suits. See, my mother was, you know, my mother sewed, you know, so, you know, she had a sewing machine. So anything left around the house with material, you know my mother. Anything around the house that was material, it's gonna be your Easter suit. So they might be winter curtains now, but when that weather break, you're gonna be wearing that. Yeah, like. I don't want to wear this. Open your jacket. It had a little drawstring like the curtains open.
And what's funny is I know back in the day they had the curtains was heavy back then.
The heavy curtains. I'm sitting there in the Easter at church. I'm sliding off the chair because I got she ain't take the little thing, you know, the rod, the curtain rod. I got the curtain rod on my suit. At least I get sleepy. I got something to lean my head on.
Looking like Gina when she got her head stuck in.
Right, exactly. You thought I had on one of the ruffle shirts. That was the blinds. My mother put buttons on the blinds. My chest is, open your shirt.
And
Close your
chest.
Okay.
Letting out all that good air.
Right. Close your chest. You're letting out that good air.
Letting all that good air out for.
Hilarious.
Put that down before a fly get in here.
Close your chest. Flies coming out.
Don't let a fly get in the house. You're old school. Shut down the whole house to kill one fly.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. The purpose of the show is we to share funny stories and lighthearted memories of people who have passed away. You know what I mean? Because I'm a funeral director, so I see all types of different perspectives when it comes to people passing away.
Right.
And be a comedian and a funeral director, it's like Yeah, those worlds are connected, but most people don't even know that.
Right, but they're afraid to go there.
They're afraid, right? And who better to do it but me? I got to hold everybody's hand and take them into this world. So and I know that we have at least one funny story about. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we gonna get to it. I don't know which one you want to tell first, but you know what I'm
You
saying.
ever looked in the casket and be like, "Ooh, y'all sure y'all want to go with the closed casket?" Like, God, was he in an accident? He died of natural causes.
Nah, hey, listen.
You look in the mirror.
I'm not gonna lie. See, now you about to make me tell a story.
See,
Okay, so I was working at a company. This wasn't my family funeral home I was working at. I was working at another corporate funeral home. And
the McDonald's a funeral home?
Basically the McDonald's funeral. It was like fast food funerals.
Right.
You just place your order. We get
Right.
drive to the second window.
You want cheese on that?
But y'all supersize grandmama real quick. But so there was a young lady, who I taken as a sister. She, her name is Tammy. She was the only other black person at that location. You know what I mean? And I just remember, certain people use a lot of makeup on the decedents. Certain people. I'm not gonna say who. There's a certain group of people, certain community that use a lot of makeup. You know what I mean?
The chair. What color is this chair? I'm sorry. Which camera is mine?
Okay, so it's a certain group.
You ain't gotta say it. Chair squeaky as hell. Chair squeaky as hell.
But nah,
Message.
at that particular location,
Right.
they used a lot of makeup. They encouraged us to use a lot of makeup. But Tammy was using an excessive amount of makeup. That's, she would, she would do it and then go back and do it some more and then go back. And after about the fourth time, I said, Tammy, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm just trying to get the lady right. And I went over there and looked, because I'm trying to figure out what is it that's requiring all of this makeup. And I looked, and she was like, I'm trying to, and I said, Tammy, you trying to make this woman pretty. She ain't pretty.
Right.
I said, the woman, she lived her whole life. She was ugly. This woman ain't good looking.
Right.
Why you trying to do something that the Lord didn't do?
Now see.
That's what I'm saying. If the Lord didn't make her pretty, how you figure you gonna do it? Yeah, you.
And they say we made in God's image.
He must have had an apprentice that day, cause
Look, I'm gonna take a vacation day. I'm gonna take some PDO.
I'm stepping out real fast. Finish this up, and he's like, I did the best I could. He's like, oh, okay, well, you just send on out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, and that's okay. And I'm saying that she was ugly to me.
I feel you.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying, but you can't unugly somebody. If this is the Lord's work.
So y'all closed the casket from the waist down, right?
Yeah.
Maybe y'all should have turned her around in the casket. Let her feet show. Let her feet show. That's what you should have did.
That would.
Come on now.
That would have been a great idea.
Family like, ooh, look like she's sleeping.
She has some nice feet.
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
all right.
We back.
All right, yeah, you're right. All right. Just,
Nah. Yeah.
marry
So
somebody ass first. Had just like let y'all see the ass. We don't need to say that. She look a lot better now.
Right.
But so I don't know which story you want to go with first.
let's go with the mild story.
The mild.
Let's go with the story about the big booty girl who died. They tried to put her in the casket, but she was sitting like this in the casket because her ass too big.
And a BBL.
She like this in the casket because she couldn't lay flat on her back. She like this in the casket. That might not be true, but it sounds good for the show.
Yeah, because it's like if you got some people, you know what I mean, are voluptuous, overly voluptuous,
Right.
And that's when we have to show them my deep dish casket.
Right.
Cut the bottom out.
You got that?
Right.
It's you know what I mean, deep dish. Because you got regular size, and then you got to have,
That old punch bowl in the bottom.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Where it basically looked like a.
That's pretty.
It looked like a Volkswagen turned upside down. Just a little. You know how people say the earth flat?
They got a moon roof.
Basically.
She got an aquarium at the bottom of her casket.
That's right. This is for all of our decedents with big ass.
Is that true though? Like
No.
But if you got somebody with an extremely big ass and they don't sit flat in the casket, what do?
We make the adjust. Well,
You slice the ass off?
well, no. See, the thing.
Don't eat that lunch meat.
The thing about it is when people pass away,
Your body flat now?
it just kind of.
So they in the casket like a melting
Why
snowman.
we talking about this?
Yeah, we supposed to be telling our stories.
Why we talking
You
about
got
this?
me looking at a melting snowman in this damn casket. Putting a top hat on his head. Happy birthday! Okay, I'm
Which
back.
story we gonna tell, Shaun?
Which camera is mine? So, so my the first. Okay, I'm serious now. Let me move this chair.
The chair talking more than you.
For real. Jeez. Was this display? This chair sit like a display chair. You can't sit on that. It's from Macy's window. Okay, so my first real experience with death was, I'm serious now, which was
right,
the
go ahead,
serious
go ahead.
camera. So
He
my
said
first,
the serious camera. Where the serious camera at?
no, that's the look. No, my first experience with death was with my Uncle Jerry. So in my family early on, before I was born, my Uncle Jerry was the only boy in the family. My mother had 3 sisters and a brother, so he was the only boy. So he was the baby boy. Then I was born, and then my generation, I was the only boy. I had all my sister, and then I had all female cousins.
Right.
So he was the only, besides my grandfather, of course, my father, but in my mother's side of the family, he was the only male figure, and he was very prosperous. He was a minister in the AME church, big time minister. He also was he was the assistant to Benjamin Hooks of the NAACP.
Right.
So he traveled all over the world. He was a hostage in Iran during one of those Iran crises. He was a hostage over there too.
Wow.
So, he was just like a figure that was just bigger than life to me. And everything that I did had to go through Uncle Jerry.
Right.
And, he got sick. His sickness, it just came out of nowhere. So here's the thing. Let me just move forward, because I don't know where you want me to start with the story, where we're going with it. But
Hey
it's
man, this is your floor, bro.
well, talking about comedy, when I first started comedy, and during that time, black families were, you going to college. And I went to college for a few minutes, enough time to get my
for a few
my
minutes.
class list and my T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I left. I said, you know what? This registration line is too difficult. I'm out of here. So I left. Right. No, yeah, they take it too long.
It's 2 people ahead of me. I'm not doing this.
And I went to a HBCU when it wasn't as cute as they are now. I went to the one that looked like the set of Good Times. Those buildings.
Yeah.
That was like the PJs.
Yeah.
That was the dorms in my college.
Hanging in a jar.
Yeah, exactly. But so of course I went to college, and then college wasn't for me. Then as years went on, I got into comedy. And when Uncle Jerry found out, he was angry about it, because he was like, because he went to college, he became a minister, he's an executive, NAACP, he's, everything is prestigious.
Yeah.
And he was just set against, he was like, you do that little comedy stuff on the side as a hobby. You go to school and get your degree, and you make something of yourself.
Right.
And it messed with me for a long time.
I heard that before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
our families know each other too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and so we I'm stumbling through my career. These the early stages. So one day he decided he was gonna come to a show, and he came to the show. It was at the Comedy House in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
He came to the show, and I was
Stomping ground.
headlining, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, because he's in the audience, and I had a killer show, great show, and I didn't know what to expect when I came off stage, and he was sitting there. Everybody else casually dressed. He in a 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
That's the way he rolled, with
That's
with the little pin on it to let him know you part of the NAACP.
That's right.
And all that stuff. So, when I came off, he was like, look, I told you about how you should go to college, get your degree and become, something successful. He said, after seeing you on stage tonight, this is what God made for you. And I'm very proud of you. I enjoyed myself. You're very good at. And that was the day that I was able to
to go into comedy full-heartedly because I had the approval of the person of one of the men that meant the most to me in my life. I had my father, my grandfather, and my Uncle Jerry. You know, so that was the stamp of approval that I needed to go into comedy. Going forward, you know, during the course of my whole career, he became a professor at Edward Waters College down in Florida. When I would do the Jacksonville Comedy Club, he would pick me up from the airport. We would hang out, and I saw the other side of Uncle Jerry that I'd never seen. He was pretty hood, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's how
man.
it go. Well, that's how you know you become a man. Man.
Yeah, man. When he just break it down, man. Let me tell you about these bitches. He's like, oh, you curse, you know? Right, exactly.
Uncle Jerry.
So
What about Jesus?
man, he ain't here right now. Man. Hit this blunt. You want to see Jesus? Hit this. No. So we going forward, and I remember we had me and my ex-wife. We stopped we were traveling. We stopped in Colombia for some reason. This is how God put things into perspective, and things happen for a reason. So we were driving through Colombia. We said, hey, let's stop by and see Uncle Jerry and Aunt Nita. So we stopped by the house this one time. We were only supposed to spend a couple of hours. We wound up spending the night. And so the next morning he said, hey, let me take all you guys to breakfast. And we went to breakfast, and as soon as we got to breakfast, my cousin, his daughter, car broke down. He was like, hey, look, I gotta go get Jacqueline. You know, you guys eat what you want. I'll talk to you later. That was the last time I saw him alive. Death's supposed to be sad, but man.
Well, no, that's the thing about it is it's a lot. There's a sad aspect to death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know you're suffering a loss.
Right.
And you know that's the purpose of the whole show is to make it something that is supposed to be natural, make it more natural for people to understand. You know what I mean? Because some of the funniest things happen at funerals.
Oh, and I can tell you one of the funniest things that happened at a funeral.
All right, yeah,
And
because you've been dying.
There's no, none of the story is made up. There's no embellishment of the truth. This is the truth.
Oh,
so,
man, okay.
Schuler and I, you know, we've been friends for a long time.
Yes, we have.
His father and my mother grew up together, and you know, and then when he started comedy, we worked together for a while. And
Yeah, I used to actually went to church with your mother for a little while.
right over,
In Mount Zion.
In Mount Zion, yeah. Right.
yeah.
So we're connected. So
Yeah.
comedy, you know, I've been doing comedy almost 30 years, and one of the club owners of one of the comedy clubs passed, which is a very close friend of mine.
Yeah.
David
Mr.
Wiggins. Mr. Wiggins.
Yeah, Mr. Wiggins, yeah.
Mr. Wiggins, David Wiggins, very nice man, white guy, but just, you know, why'd I say that? That wasn't necessary,
that
was
was wrong.
it? That was pretty.
He was white,
He
but
was the chair. He was the chair.
nah,
Nah. But he was he was really a brother. He and I developed a really good relationship, and you know, he was dear to me and I was dear to him. And when he passed, they requested that I be a pallbearer.
Yeah.
As well as Schuler.
As well as me.
As well as another friend of ours who was also a comedian, Steve Watermaker. And
Big Mo was a
Big
pallbearer, too.
Big Mo Dixon.
Skip G was
Skip G. Skip had on the tie with a football jersey on. I'm playing. No, I'm not.
Did the chair just fart?
Yeah, it's about due. It's about due.
I
So-
adjusted myself in the chair for
Right. So we're pallbearers at this funeral.
Yeah.
And just for the record, David he was on the heavier side.
Yeah, David was a
Right.
big
He
guy.
wore prescription underwear. So that's not true. Which camera is the truth camera? But so
See, this is what I'm talking about.
the story is funny within itself, so we really ain't got to do that too. But this true story, right?
It's a true story.
And this a white funeral.
Yeah, it was very white. And I said something about makeup earlier. David had a lot of makeup on too.
He did have a
He
lot
did
of.
have a lot of makeup on.
Let me tell you something. It's a myth about white people's funeral. They get in and out. This is the longest
Yeah.
white funeral I ever been a part of.
Yeah.
So they had
Because they knew we was coming. So
Right.
like, we want to make y'all comfortable.
right. They had a TV with a collage of pictures of David through his whole, his life, with his kids, his grandkids, and so forth. It was so long. The first picture, they had David sitting like this. By the time they looped around that picture, he was like this. It was so long that they had to flip the album over for the music that was
the
playing.
B-side.
Right. Remix. It was the longest funeral. So,
We heard
okay.
the tape stop.
We get to right.
Rewind that tape so we can.
Let me tell you something. The people that was singing on the music was singing so long. The second time around, they was just humming because they was hoarse.
It was.
And this was recorded. But so so the funeral was over finally. We went home, changed clothes, washed up, ate food, come back. The funeral was finally over. It was a layover.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, intermission and everything. It was a saga.
Right. So when you
Kunta
get
Kinte foot grew back by the time.
right, like ooh,
I can run
toe.
again.
That toe still ain't got a nail on it. How your foot grow back and still ain't got a nail on the toe? But so when you leaving the funeral and they take the casket, they put it on a little dolly, like a cart, they put his on wheels.
It's called a church truck. Yeah.
Church.
That's what they call
Okay,
it.
it's called a serving tray. You just put you got to roll them out.
Yes. That's
So
what we did.
you don't clock in until you get to the hearse.
Yeah.
So they put
We were-
Dave on the little to-go cart, right? you want to take this with you? This is inappropriate.
Very.
So they put him on the cart and they roll him out of the church to the hearse.
Yeah.
So we're standing there. Shula is next to me.
Yeah. And mind you, people are asking me questions.
Right.
But I'm the smallest one in the group.
Right. Yeah. Shula in the middle of us. Me and
It was me.
what's
you.
the security dude name? The one.
Oh, I can't.
The one that got knocked out and clocked out after he.
Yeah.
So he's on the other side of you.
Oh, wait.
No,
wait. I forgot
You
about
forgot
that.
about that? Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this story is gonna be difficult to get through.
This
I
is
just wanna let you know.
stories within stories.
Right, exactly. So on this side is Skip G with the football jersey on
And the top.
and the tie.
Yeah.
Bow tie because he's formal. it was an away jersey.
Like a Chippendale dancer.
This year at the Super Bowl. All right, so we got Skip, we got Steve Waterman, we got Mo Dixon.
How do I look?
So when they drop him off, when they come to the casket and they about to take him off the to-go rack, at that time the pallbearers grab the casket and take it to the hearse.
Correct.
I knew things was getting ready to go wrong when they took it off the to-go cart and handed the casket to everybody, and all you can hear was Steve say, "Huh." I knew at that moment we was in some trouble.
Yeah, because the bad part, he had the legs. He had the
Right.
back part. So
He had
I
the-
looked back like,
And
all
all,
right.
he said, "Huh?"
I just
"Oh,
remember
shit."
that. I thought
Right,
I
that's
thought
it.
he was gone.
Right. And so you got to take steps from. So we get there, and Steve was like, he get into the cart, right? I looked at Shula. I said maybe we should take Dave out the casket, sit him on the curb, put Steve in there, take him to his truck, and then come back and get Dave. So we just,
He was struggling
he
so
was,
bad. No,
and it was about from here to here.
no, listen. And you remember when we got this?
Well, that's when we got to the. That part ain't coming yet. That part ain't coming yet.
Because I didn't mean to hurt nobody's feelings when I said
He almost got kicked out of the funeral. So Steve, and Steve dressed a little eccentric. He was formal, but he looked like he worked at the movie theater. He had maybe on that red jacket, that Usher jacket.
Yeah.
He had popcorn in the pocket. So either he bought it from a movie theater
It
or
looked like the valet jacket.
right, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody in the funeral gave him their keys. He's like, I don't work here. I don't park cars. But he struggled.
But here's your ticket.
Right, right.
Don't lose that.
It'd be right around front. Yo, so he's trying to put, and he's struggling, and he.
It was a lot of vibrating and shaking coming
Right.
because he was behind me. All I heard was.
Right. That's at the funeral. Wait, we still putting it in the we still putting it in the hearse. Let me tell you something. The casket was shaking. I heard Dave go, y'all ain't right. He was Dave was yelling in the casket, y'all ain't right. Don't y'all drop me. Don't y'all drop me. Ain't got no clause in my insurance and my life insurance policy for this. So, so we shaking the casket. You heard Dave, didn't you? You heard it.
I did.
Wait a minute. I knew he was scared with it. Wait a minute. Whoa. So we put it in the casket. We put the casket in the hearse, and so we had to drive to the cemetery where they dropping the hearse off, and so we drove. So we get over there. So I don't know who idea this was to do this, but I think somebody watched Steve and said, "Let's just park here." So, right? Let me tell you. So they parked the hearse over there. The hole was over there, and we had to walk across people's plots to get there. So you had rocks and stuff.
I think the funeral director was like,
Yeah.
well, since he almost gone.
Yeah, right. Might as well just let him go all the way.
Yeah, you know.
I knew now that you say that, I knew the funeral director had something to do with it because after he opened up the door for us to get the casket out, he went and got his camera phone and started filming us. I said, boy, I'm about to get some followers off this.
Oh my God.
So we had to take the casket from over here. It might have been about what? About 20 yards or more?
Something like that.
About 20 yards or more.
Yeah, it was doable.
Right.
But
And
it
it
just-
wasn't a flat cemetery. It was a nice cemetery had slopes.
Kind of,
in it.
yeah.
And it had tombstones. It had, like people's headstones or just rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
So we had to once again, we got to grab the casket. They pulled out the hearse, put it on the to-go cart, and then, so everybody went back to their position. Once again, then let you know that you all clocked in when you hear, yeah. So Steve is struggling. So now we gotta be the march of the wooden soldier. So everybody gotta be in sequence when they walk it.
Yeah, 'cause
everybody
you
like
trip over
right.
yourself, yeah.
Everybody like clunk, clunk. But Steve like he couldn't.
That's when I started hearing the.
Right.
That's when I started hearing
pitter patter of his feet.
But no, the breathing.
Right.
It was
So
the breathing.
he's holding the casket, moving, little short step, and he breathing. And we get to the what you call. We put the casket on the serving tray,
Yeah.
right, over the hole.
Over the buffet,
right?
yeah,
Over the
yeah.
buffet table. Everybody
Yeah.
got their plates now.
Yeah.
So we put the casket.
ready.
Right.
He ready, y'all.
Right. So now we under the tent, and everybody got their head bowed, and all you can hear is Steve like. This dude leans over at me and said, Steve over there breathing like an old box Chevy. Bruh, over. Funeral over. I went and slapped the casket. Pow! Casket went down. Dude. They said, you get the hell out of the funeral. It was.
Yeah, I
This dude,
did.
he said, Steve over here breathing like an old box Chevy.
The sad part about it was, I said it just how you said it. I didn't whisper it.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, shh. Even Dave said, shh. Talking about me.
I heard that.
Boy, that's funny. Yo. And
Oh my gosh.
and we was worried about Steve because I said, look, I think we might have to go get another casket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a funeral within the funeral.
I was like, where your stunt double at?
That was the first death at a funeral.
Yeah. See, and you know what the sad part about it, Steve did pass away.
Steve did pass during COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID because he had it was a respiratory thing.
Yeah. From carrying that casket, all that carbon dioxide from that Bronx Chevy got in his lung area.
Which I don't know about is we as comic. We can joke about Steve.
We can joke about because
that was one of our brothers and we love Steve. Steve was older white dude, man.
Looked like Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Looked like Steve Martin.
Country is all get out.
Right. Country's a horseshoe with dress shoes.
Yeah.
That's pretty country. That thing.
Oh my gosh.
Man, we thought Steve was gonna die at that funeral.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die right then.
Man, I said, look, Dave is secure. Y'all come on over here. Y'all keep your suits on.
Yeah.
Save some of them flowers.
I started to tell the Undertaker, could you stand over here by Steve?
Right.
He
couldn't stop. He could not stop breathing. He just nigga, give me some gas. Gas, bro.
Yeah.
Your fuel tank is clogged.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, you got to change the filter out.
Man, that had to be one of the funniest funerals I ever been to in my life.
Bruh, and I tell you, I laughed. But he was really sounding like an old engine.
I was
like, bruh, just put it in drive and let it idle out. You know how to,
just let it roll down the hill.
Just let it run. Let it run and let it idle down.
And you know what he said? And this is the closer to the whole situation. So we're at the, after the funeral, we all the pallbearers, we all stand in a circle, we talking about it. He said, I know one of you some bitches gonna talk about this on stage tonight. And I looked at him, I said, you know me very well. I talked about it on stage that night.
Yeah.
Remember,
man.
he said, 'cause we was all standing there afterwards,
Right.
and we kept saying, you all right, Steve? The funeral over. He's still idling.
Like I could, because even in the picture, if you ever go back and look at the picture,
He like that.
yeah, he looked like you can hear it in the picture. It's a Polaroid. Like the more you,
Oh my God, man.
the more the picture developed, the louder it got.
Right. Turn this picture off. See, people gonna think this story is a lie.
No, it's not.
This is
not.
It happened exactly like that.
Yeah, I never seen.
But I knew in my heart that it was gonna be a very bad situation at the first moment that we lifted that casket, and he said,
right.
I said, that is not a lift of confidence.
And everybody kept asking me what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were like, Shula, what we supposed to do? I was like, why y'all asking me? I'm the smallest one.
Right.
Yeah, but
And
you the Undertaker. What we supposed to do? I'm like, bruh.
And they had you in the middle. You was shorter than.
Well, see, you always put the...
Shula cheated, because I looked one time, he had his legs up like this on the side of the casket. He cheated. That's why Steve was struggling. Because when nobody looked at it, he said, whoop, let's go. He was riding out.
I started to.
He like, hey, I ain't gonna. That's what it was. It was the extra weight that was making Steve struggle.
Because the middle is the lightest part.
Right.
The middle, but and I'm the smallest man. Let me get in the middle because I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna do my best.
Right.
You know
Put your feet up.
But even the light part was the heavy part.
Because you had to take Steve's weight.
Right. Because that was the part. Yes. Because once I realized he couldn't do it, wait a minute.
He saw that Steve couldn't. Put his feet down.
Right. Yeah.
I got to work today.
So he back there struggling, and I had the booty clap all the way to the
Right.
I made a few dollars.
I learned the hard way that a casket. If no one has ever been a pallbearer, here's the tricks of the trades. Don't be in the back going into church. Don't be in the front coming out of the church.
That's right.
I learned the hard way. This is another story. I got too many stories about death. I didn't know I know this much death.
I'm telling you.
So, growing up in Jersey, my ex-fiance many hundred years ago, not my wife now, you know, the pre-party. So her cousin, 16-year-old boy, just make a long story short, 'cause I don't want to make it gruesome, but 16-year-old cousin of hers shot in the back by a cop in New Jersey. That was way before shooting black people in the back was popular. But this was like, it was like everything was,
1731.
right, everything was in black and white. You know? But no, so this is, right. This is a big story in Jersey. This was huge, you know, because Al Sharpton was involved. We had a candlelight visual that got out of control where the cops was involved. It was a whole big thing. So being that I was, you know, dating her, and I guess they didn't have enough, which was strange to me. I knew, you know, I was of the family, but I wasn't. We had been dating for a couple of years by this time. We weren't married, but they wanted me to be a pallbearer, and I'm like, why? You know what I mean? You know, they consider me family, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got other choices of people who've been around a little bit longer than me. But I went ahead and said, okay. So we get to the church, and this is not a small funeral. I mean, Jesse Jackson is there. Al Sharpton is there. Everyone in Teaneck, New Jersey is out there.
Oh, it was in Teaneck.
It was Teaneck, New Jersey.
Okay.
Philip Purnell, you can look up his name. Philip Purnell is his name.
By Inglewood.
Inglewood, right, exactly. It's packed. So I get my goof ass in the back. So cameras, they got, you know, news cameras everywhere. Looking at us coming out, going in the church. So I'm Steve now. They give me the casket. I'm in the back. And it's one of those churches where, why can't you just make it level? You know, they want to make it, they got steps. I'm in the back. So I'm cool carrying it there. When we get to the steps, that's when, I guess he slid down in the casket because it got heavy. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna drop this casket on TV. I'm gonna drop it. Because I ain't nowhere close to the size I am now. And I'm like mic stand size.
Yeah, like
I'm thin.
Metabolism high.
Sneeze, your nipples touch, that type of thing. So we go into church, man. And I swear, I was like, yo, I'm gonna drop this casket, because I'm like, why all the big dudes in the front? Y'all should be back here, because the casket is sliding backwards. And so we go into church, and I'm just afraid. I'm afraid, like, on tonight's news, you will see me drop the casket. And on the, you know, after the whole funeral is over, I'm like, okay, somehow the line shifted, and they put me in the front. And I'm like, you son of a... We go out to church. Now the casket is on my shoulder. I'm like, are we reenacting Jesus carrying the cross? Because this is heavy on my shoulder. Yo, I got the casket. Now I'm coming out the church now. We're coming down the steps. And one of my hands just say, I don't want to be a hand anymore. And I'm like, oh my God. I'd have just pretend like I was dead if I would have dropped it. But I'm like, oh. And I was like, I don't even think I want to be a pallbearer. I don't think I was a pallbearer again until Dave's funeral.
Wow.
And that was like, 20-something years later?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but if you ever, in the funeral, don't carry the casket in the front going in. No, don't carry the casket. Yeah, going in, and don't carry it. No, don't be in the back going in, and don't be in the front coming out.
That was your experience. I actually did have a...
You dropped it?
No, I never... I'm not gonna tell you that story, but about a heavy person. I wasn't the one carrying the casket in this particular event.
Right.
We had a chapel service, and we were bringing this lady out. First of all, we were late for the funeral because we pulled up to the family's house, and everybody was outside in pajamas. Yeah, blew my mind.
I guess they say he looked like he sleep. We might as well dress like it.
Right. And we like, this y'all mama.
Right.
Y'all not ready for your mama.
Right.
And so we pull up there, and you know, we had the service, but she was a big woman, you know what I mean? And we kind of had to struggle a little bit, but her son, for some reason, came around the back, and he looked like he had a good relationship with narcotics.
Right.
So,
he had just clocked in.
He was on the morning shift.
Right.
And,
I'm ready to work.
Yeah, right. Depend on me.
Right.
So
y'all put mama jewelry on? Y'all got the key to the casket.
So we're trying to put her in the hearse. here we go again. But so he grabs. I don't know why he was back there. He shouldn't have been back there. But he grabs the casket, and and he was a small man, smaller than I am.
Right.
And he's helped us put her in the casket. But once he felt how heavy his mother was, he blurts out, "God damn, mama!" Yeah. I told you about eating all that shit.
At the funeral.
I almost dropped the woman.
Right.
I'm not expecting your son
Right, to say this.
to say this to you, lady.
Right. This big. Desperate. Did you eat everything at the repass already?
Well, we know she ain't hungry.
Right. She going to heaven on a full stomach. You ain't gonna be able to get your wings yet. Ain't that something you get to heaven too fat? They gotta go on a diet before you get your wings.
They go to heaven and be like, you can get your wings. I was supposed to wear those.
He'll put barbecue sauce in.
I didn't know I was supposed to wear those. I thought they were turkey wings.
Right.
So before we wrap it up, man, what you got going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm still touring, going out with Ricky Smiley. Got my own stuff going on. Got a residency up at the Harris Casino up in Cherokee, North Carolina. Check me out on all social media at Comic Shaun Jones, S-H-A-U, not W, S-H-A-U. It costs extra for that extra loop in that W, so we went with half. Shaun Jones, Comic Shaun Jones, man.
Hey, man, well, that's it. Listen, man, once again, I'm comedian Shula King. This has been the second episode of To Laugh at Death. We appreciate you for your time and attention. God bless. Take care.